Hello math enthusiasts, welcome to section 6 of integrals. In this section, we're gonna to broaden our horizon in trigonometric ratios because in the previous we speak about sine and cosine and tangent cotangent integrals, yes? But in here, we're gonna to discuss, for example, sine power 2x dx or 4 or 6 or everything, and also cosine and how we can calculate this integration. For example, sine power 4 multiplied by cosine power 4 dx, or for example the integration of sine 4x times cosine 5x dx. How we can calculate this? In this section, we're gonna to tell everything by detail about this. Therefore, if you don't know this, I prefer you come back to our previous session because right now you can't understand anything without them. With respect to previous, we know if we have this circle is this cosine x, sine x minus cosine x minus sine x, yes? If we're gonna to calculate, tell me, integrals we must go counterclockwise, and if we're gonna to calculate derivative we must go clockwise. For example, y equals sine 3x. If we're gonna to calculate derivative, y prime is 3 cosine 3x, yes? But how we must calculate integration of cosine 3x dx? In previous we multiply by 3, yes, the operator is inversible, and in here sine 3x not multiply by divided 3 plus c. Am I right? Therefore, by this trick, I gonna to solve this. In here, at the first I put 5 in the out and is minus 5 integration sine 3x dx, and I told you when sine is here, if I take the integration is min cosine, yes? Therefore, our integration is minus 5 cosine 3x by minus and minus positive, but divided to 3 plus c, yes? Okay, but the condition always is not the same like this. If we're gonna to calculate cosine or sine by power odd or even, if the power is odd, our condition is a little better because at the first we can separate them and after that take integration. What's my idea? I tell you. For example, in here, if I separate one power like this, sine power x, but you must know always is not simple like this. We're gonna to increase our knowledge. Some integrals, sine and cosine with power, for example, sine power 4, cosine power 6, and like this. How we must calculate them? At the first, you consider your power is odd number. In here, sine is power 5. What is our strategy for solve them? You know, if our power is odd number, at the first, we reduce one of the power and we separate them to near to our total answer. What's my meaning exactly? In here, our power is 5. I split to the sine x power 4 times sine x dx. Okay, and after that I'm gonna to change this variable is integration of. Instead of sine, I prefer to write 1 minus cosine x power 2 power 2 is okay, yes, because it is sine power 2, and after that power 2 is sine power 4 times sine x dx. And if I put u as a cosine x, if we gonna to calculate derivative is min sine x, Am I right? Right now, if I gonna to change these, is integration 1 minus u power 2. This exactly is minus du, yes? And minus du. I put the minus in the out of hand. Right now, I think this integral is not so hard. And how we must calculate, and after that you must consider it has power 2. But we must calculate these. At the first, we must open this identity. Is 1 minus 2 u power 2 plus u power 4. Of course, this integration right now, if we're gonna to calculate this, is linear and it's so easy. Is u minus 2 u power 3 divided 3 plus u power 5 divided 5 plus, of course, minus in the out plus c. You know, after this operation, you must just put u as a cosine x and our integration procedure finished. I write this one and I don't gonna to take your time, and yes, in here, because it's odd number, I split to cosine power 2 with cosine. But for cosine power 2, exactly I write 1 minus sine power 2. And this part, if I put the sine x exactly u, our du is a cosine x dx, that is u, and our integration turn to this one, and that is so simple. Is u power 3 divided to 3 with a minus, and the last plus c. Last procedure, we must substitute u by sine x. Yeah, therefore, for summarize, if you had an odd number, you must reduce one of the sine or cosine, and after that you build your substitution method, and after that solve this. But if our power is even number, what we must do that? Before that, I gonna to remember trigonometry formula. You know, the sine 2x is 2 sine x multiplied by cosine x. But cosine 2x, it has 3 formulas. Sometimes in the class I told to students, guys, sine is always like a poor man. It has just one passport. But this so rich man, it has 3 passport. One, for example, Germany, for US, and for UK. Okay? And which one he gonna to use? It depends on your solution. Right now, it has cosine x power 2 minus sine x power 2 is 2 cosine x power 2 minus 1, and that is 1 minus 2 sine x power 2. But from these formulas, I gonna to use a good strategy for solving the integrals. What is that exactly? We know our cosine 2x is exactly 2 cosine x power 2 minus 1. Yes? If I put it to the left side is 1 plus cosine 2x divided 2 is cosine x power 2. Therefore, if we see the cosine power 2, we use this formula. Okay? What about this? Cosine 2x is exactly 1 minus 2 sine x power 2. If I put this to the left side and another to the right side, is sine x power 2 equal to 1 minus cosine 2x, but it has a 2 at the last divided 2. These two formula is so important in integration, and if you have an even number, you must use this in your strategy. Okay, for example, a simple one, if you're gonna to calculate this one, integration of sine x power 2. Instead of this, you can use this one is integration of 1 minus cosine 2x over 2 and is integration 1 over 2 integration of 1 dx minus integration of cosine 2x dx. Yes, that is x 1 over 2 and that is exactly we are in cosine. Integration is sine and with a minus is minus sine 2x divided 2 at the last plus by c. Okay guys, let's use this question by our previous knowledge I mentioned earlier about the trigonometry is sine x power 2 and the last power 2 dx. Am I right? Right now, instead of this, I write 1 minus cosine 2x over 2 power 2 dx. Yes, I open this parenthesis by squared identity is 1 at the last. I put 1 over 2 in out of integration is 1 over 4 1 minus 2 cosine 2x plus cosine 2x power 2. Yes, dx. They are so simple, but that things it cause a problem for us. Exactly this is power 2. Therefore, right now we use this strategy. We talk about this in here and I use for this is cosine 4x plus 1 over 2. Therefore, our total integrals is 1 over 4 parenthesis integration of this is x integration of this cosine is in here integration is sine but in the minus 2 and 2 cancel sine 2x this part integration of this is plus sine over 4 and after that over 2 sine 4x over 8 and this plus x over and simplification is your dv of course with respect. What's your idea about this guys? That is totally different with our previous information because in the previous we talk about when the sine is odd or even or cosine is odd or even, but in here sine and cosine multiply by together exactly in here. This is so simpler and it doesn't need this strategy I gonna tell you because if I gonna to solve this from a simple way, we know by Pullman strategy sine 2x is 2 sine x multiply by cosine x. Okay, instead of this and this multiply I write it sine x cosine x sine x cosine x and 2 to 1 over sine 2x and that is sine 2x. Therefore our integration is 1 over 4 sine 2x power 2 dx. Am I right? So you can answer that so easily because in here is 1 minus cosine 4x divided 2 and this integration 1 over 4 dx is 1 over 4 1 over 2x. This integration is minus sine 4x divided 8 and at the last plus by c. One of the students told me, oh, it's 30 minutes, stop it for today. Okay, don't be calm, I agree with you. Therefore, we stop our course right now and second part of section 6 I gonna teach you tomorrow. You are so wonder and dear that it's a pity to say goodbye. Until next video, wisdom be your guide.